Hazleton Area School District is supposed to go back into the classroom in-person learning, and that should be happening in April. But parents are concerned about the deadline of when this is going to happen. So we decided to reach out to a group that is vocal on Facebook. It's called Get Our Kids Back in School. And one of the parents on that page is joining us now, and that is Sandy Amendola. So Sandy, thanks for joining us here on SSPTV News. So let's get into it. Let's talk about, your frustrations. I know you said you have a daughter who's 12 she's 12 years old, sixth grader in the Hazleton Area School District, been learning from home probably since last March.
She had a very brief period of time. She's special needs, so they were allowed to come back briefly for a few weeks in the fall, but then that was canceled again around the holidays. And I have a big concern with the special needs community and how this is affecting them in particular, because these children aren't getting the education that's afforded to them legally under the, under the IDEA and all their programming. They can't learn social skills on a computer. They need to be around other students. And I have issues and concerns with the fact that we have sports teams that are still active, still playing. And if there's a 9-person basketball team that can travel and play, why can my child not be in a classroom with 6 other students?
So when I spoke with the superintendent, I was assured that March 15th, the staff was returning to the school, and then April 12th, they would begin returning students. I know that the district has stated that the special needs community, that they would be one of their priorities with bringing back students. I know that they were in school for several weeks, but I'm sure as a parent, home working for all these months, it's been a strain on you and the family.
Absolutely. My husband is an essential worker. He works in the power plant, so he's been working the entire time. I run my own business out of my house, and it's very difficult because I've had to shift to working nights because I have to be able to keep her on the computer, and she doesn't want to be there. So I literally have to give up my day to sit beside her and make sure she's sitting in front of a camera for her classes from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon.
Now, were there any other options, or were there any other ways for you to reach out to the district to get assistance either at the house or through technology?
We fall into a very narrow category where she is not severe enough to warrant like a TSS in the home. So we don't get assistance that way because she doesn't require that, but she's also too far on the spectrum to be able to attend like a private school like her brother. And we did contact the LIU and ask them if we had any options, and the option we were given was move to a new school district.
Have you learned or heard from any of your other friends or parents about any other concerns that they will be addressing to the board?
I do know there is a lot of concern in the community about the fact that they're stating that there won't be any transportation when school does return. And that does not particularly affect me because we have private transportation, but that is a huge factor. I know there's several families who won't be returning just because they can't get their kids to school in the morning or pick them up in the afternoons.
So it's my understanding, again, speaking with authorities, that the students will be going back to school in April, mid-April. They do have a choice. Kids could stay home this year, but then they are preparing, if you're looking at the silver lining, that kids will all be going back into the classroom, fingers crossed, at the beginning of another school year. Does that give you some relief?
It gives me a little bit of hope. I don't know about relief just yet.
Well, we'll keep our eye on this. Hopefully we'll have kids back in the classroom by mid-April. And again, we'll keep our eye on Get Our Kids Back in School. I know there's a lot of information with parents there, specific information. I know that the school board is aware of those concerns, and hopefully we can come up with some solutions to get kids back into the classroom in person. Sandy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Feisner's Ford in Freeland, who is celebrating 75 years in business. Give them a call at 570-636-3920, or you can log on to feisnersford.com.